character. Everybody's got to get all those subs available and ready because you never know what you'll need to bring out on the table. Deled, on the other hand, though, rocking out the Nanase as they usually do, seeing how they can get into the thick of it as we get started here in the early parts of this game. Set out the Persona right now, just trying to stop the early fireball pressure and allows Toxic a chance to find this big opening.
Yeah, I mean, Toxic, as you said, already is on the Nanase. Either you don't want to play the mirror or you want to take advantage of that new patch. Plenty of new tricks for just about everybody coming out here. Not quite too sure what Orie got. Wasn't reading too much up on that, but Toxic's clearly sits within that I don't.
Yeah, I mean, she's a character that Japan is considered to be very strong throughout this stage of the game, and so she didn't get a ton of major changes. As you see, she kind of just does everything that you want a UNI2 character to really do. And it's up to Deled right now to try to utilize the newer tools that Nanase has had so far in this whole version to really make something happen right now. But we're going to start some early throws, trying to keep that fireball pressure down, trying to get them to bait that shield, but Toxic is staying so patient, knowing exactly how this character wants to think and taking advantage of it.
I mean, you don't get this far in the bracket without knowing how to run that UNI2 gauntlet, getting the stand shield, going for the punish. Like that's been the textbook classic for just about everyone who wants to get high level at this game. So Toxic able to show that off here and able to show off a nice little offensive sequence to get the second round started as well.
Yeah, showing up the 2-2B right there just to space it out, force Deled to start making some more aggressive or defensive movements to give Toxic the advantage situation right here. Oh, full charge!
What?
Thrust right there. Gonna connect, has the CS as well to just fully bring him down to the corner.
I love that, just letting it rock. And now we're gonna see here Toxic gonna try to close this one out here. Has 100 meter to do so. I thought they didn't even have to spend it, but it's just gonna go ahead, pick up the easy kill, and get things kicked off here. 1-0 for Toxics.
Yeah, I really like that the game plan from Toxics right here. They've just been kind of like running Deled down and pushing them into the corner, forcing them to be making these more aggressive decisions and always having the right call and response to them to gain the full effect. You see it with the 2-2B set, the full charge B thrust, and that little 5A counter hit right at the very end, and another good 5A press right here in their pressure sequences.
Man, if there was one thing that Uni players are good at, it is press and jab and pressing it effectively. Being able to know exactly when to press in pressure is what separates the good from the great in this game. And Deled showing that off as well now.
Yeah, Seven's going to go do, great use of ADP right there, right? You know Toxic is going to want to be a little bit more defensive against your Abare options as Deled had been aggressive. So took advantage of that with the C Fireball follow-up, gets the Tornado confirm as well. To be able to bring him? Actually, you should be able to just... Oh, no, not that yet.
Wow.
I totally thought that was going to kill. Kills in 1.0.
I think everybody thought that was going to kill, but it's not going to do so. Now Toxic is going to get a chance to fight back. This one also definitely shouldn't kill. Just going to go for the Oki instead. Says, bunk that Oki. Going to be a great match here by Deled. Trying to bring this back, tie up the set count 1-1.
Toxic was doing a really good job of constantly checking a lot of those options, but Deled, I think, finding that right tempo now, getting into the, the full swing of things, but Toxic is just keep mixing up everything that they're doing as soon as Deled gets an idea.
Yeah, I mean, you can see such good offensive sequences from both of these players, but it feels like a lot of the wins for Toxic have come on offense, and they're showing it off here. Goes for the low. Great block by Deled, and the shield's going to get plenty of grid on that interaction.
Yeah, found the gap as well to be able to take the corner back, so now they can really make something happen. Shield habits are getting noticed by Deled, I believe, so you might be seeing the grid break come soon. The 5A.
And as you said, with the habits getting blown up, the old habits looking like they're gonna die hard, they aren't gonna die at all. We saw that Deled tried to pick up on those habits and win the cycle again by throwing, but a great punish by Toxic, is gonna allow them to get set point here.
Yeah, and the easy VO into the 2-2C, keep those plus frames, and I like that as well. Go for the Smart Steer Ender to just guarantee yourself the cycle right at the very end. Don't need any shenanigans to happen. Keep that chain shift into your favor. Great use of up back Fireball to be able to check any of the forward movement attempts that Toxic's had.
And great use of the match for utilizing those codes, getting our players aids. So shout out to all y'all. Go for the easy extension, I say, as they drop it. Toxics has one more hit here if they want to close this out, but Deled is saying that they aren't out of it just yet. Great match once again, but another drop!
Yeah, has the CS to try to keep themselves safe. I like the use of C Tornado to try to just catch any kind of forward movement, but Toxic throws him down. Now evens up those life totals ever so closer. Big counter hit right here, but can't find the extension until the very, very end right there. Toxic's clutching that out. Deled almost being able to find...
Already is in contention for one of the best players in Clear, and now has extra tools to play with. It's just It's a match made in heaven if you really are a loyalist to the character.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, you know, Boltstruck can keep that up, but right now, Créme de la Mine getting very aggressive with an early DP, and Boltstruck gonna get a full punish on that, should be able to knock him down. No, chose to go for a no-tech charge to try to make sure they can guarantee the cycle right here, but pop that force function to try to mix him up, and that cost it for them.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, just really trying to go for something tricky there, was really betting it all in the cycle there. It's like, and now the cycle is gonna go in the direction of Créme de la Méme. Love that Jenga on Steam tag coming out here.
Big grid break throw right there, though. You don't even, you know, you can win the cycle all you want, but it doesn't matter. You get grid broken right at the very end here. Oh, early B drill gets actually the grid break on a, looks like a crouch shield right there from Boltstruck.
I mean, Créme de la Méme is showing off this offensive prowess right now. Has the shield sword buff applied, I mean, and is going to utilize it effectively. Still maintaining that perfect, completely flawless here in that second round.
Yeah, really trying to just keep that up right there. Good backdash though from Boltstruck, trying to space him out. Shield lets him get in and stay plus down because of the new updates, but a C dive is going to connect and remove that perfect from the table.
Yeah, put the disc on him. Really no space to go here for Créme de la Méme. Just going to get their head top popped. Going to get that shield broken. Big damage out here for Boltstruck.
Yeah.
Wow, invalid combo, trying to go for something crazy there, but a nice little DP out here from Créme de la Méme is going to keep him in the round.
I really like that no tech actually from Créme de la Méme. That was like a very smart read to just get out of the 2-2C pressure. But instead, big sword card connected all the way from downtown. Boltstruck with a quick game one.
Boltstruck just showing off why they are considered the favorite in this set. Was looking completely untouchable in round number one, excuse me. Then Créme de la Méme comes back, puts out a huge performance. And just shows that it doesn't really matter because, you know, if you have that composure, you can win a round in 3 touches in this game, especially with the new damage scaling on those VOs. Like, there's plenty of opportunities to win here. You just got to keep your head cool, and Boltstruck is showing all of that experience coming into fruition right now.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing, right? Just like the knowing exactly how your character works, and, you know, sure, Wagner did get a couple changes that make her are pretty significant, but knowing how to quickly adapt to those is very, very important right here. Good blocks from Boltstruck, though, going to be able to stay safe. Even though Créme was able to steal a sword buff, now finding this big route is going to be great starting time.
There we go. There we go, gets the shield there. Shield into 2A on the jump in is the classic, and get a nice punish. No real Oki opportunity there, but is going to make Créme de la Méme burn all of their resources here. Taking the Jenga monitor. Trying to make sure that we are being oh so careful with our pressure, but still, the whole tower is going to fall here. 4.1. Boltstruck is on a tear.
Yeah, had the Celestial benefit as well, so a little bit extra damage on the table. And you know, have to deal with the Nanase pressure, which is so freeform, so open. A lot of different things can happen. Oh, the back of the 2-2C connecting on the instant B drill. Oh my goodness. Boltstruck did a great job of just like constantly pressuring them, forcing them into that situation, and is now forcing themselves into the match point.
Only 3 words there. Presence of mind showed up once again with that shield punish. Really just shows that even though the general game plan is that solid, you still got to have your eyes open. You got to be looking at the screen there, and it's showing that off to perfection now.
Oh, and these 6-6Cs have been connecting every single time to bring them out as well. So Boltstruck getting a lot of mileage out of that. Also a lot of mileage out of these 2-2B sets, trying to steal some turns back.
Uh-oh. Unsuccessful match coming out here by Créme de la Méme.
Yeah. So you see Tornado get that extra corner carry where you can. You have to hold one more orb, but the drills.
What? The fadeaway. The fadeaway. Is just gonna go ahead and look like Steph Curry in the Olympics today. Get that last minute hit there and close it out 2-0. I mean,
say mirror earlier, but they are down to play it now once they got into that top cut.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe I don't know. Maybe they were just giving the Wagner a shot, and now are like, all right, I really gotta lock in against Boltstruck. Know that this is a very strong player, so I gotta come at him with my best.
Yeah, we'll have to see what can happen. You know, Toxic is going to be on the blue, and then Boltstruck on the default Nanase color right there. And early starts just kind of trading these hits for both players, finding opportunities to either go for strike throw mix or some standard mix, but Boltstruck going for a very aggressive A car right there, and finding a good connection off of it as well.
One more touch is gonna do it. I thought the throw was gonna be more than enough here, but Boltstruck is gonna get Toxic's gonna get one more chance. I mean, here they come out, gonna get their offense started.
Yeah. Oh, that was almost a really crazy mix, which is a little too early on the button press. And a nice counter hit rate of both players pressing that. It was 2B right there.
Yeah. Tried to go for the throw there. Good block though, getting the shield, getting that grid established there.
Yeah, being able to get a lot of it, so you actually had the ability to backdash. But Boltstruck found an opportunity to take a hit, steal some of that grid, and get a charge at the very end. So Cycle will go into their favor, as well as being able to secure a second hit. Should be able to lead back into some 2-2-XO. But chose not to do it, so Toxic gets a chance to VO out.
Here we go. Goes to the other side there. Toxic's going to try to get something started once again. Go straight into the VO. Big damage out here. Now it's going to even things up in the life category.
Oh, and I really like that use of the 2-2-B, but the projectile was still coming in from downtown. Got corrected to go to the right side. And Boltstruck just making these hits add up with the final throw to take the first game.
There we go. Boltstruck once again pulling out victory from the jaws of defeat. It feels like we see Boltstruck on the back foot so often, but it feels like every time we see him in that position, he always comes out on top. And I do wonder from a player mentality thing why that is.
Yeah, you know, we'll have to see, and right now we won't have to, you know, think about it too much in the context of the Nanase matchup, because Toxic is picking the Seth.
I think that we have seen, at this point, 3 different characters come out here for Toxics in 2 sets, even. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, not even at a part where it gets a 3 out of 5. We have seen a full roster of characters. The Boltstruck's going to do the same thing that keeps working. The 3C whiffed on the meaty right there was a little too early, so Toxic's going to get advantage of it and now set up into the orb. Now, Seth does actually want to do a pretty similar game plan to what Nanase wants to bring. However, you have to play a little bit more careful because of that lower life.
Shield once again. Maybe wants to say, you know what? Once I hit Boltstruck, I want to just kill him, right? Yeah. Seth does so much damage, has such good mix-up opportunities. Maybe that the moment that he wins neutral, wants to capitalize on that. But you gotta win neutral first, because here comes Boltstruck looking like a bull in a china shop right now. Reckless, abandoned completely, and absolutely steamrolling Toxic here to get that set point.
Yeah, Toxic is also someone as well who's like very, very competent in this Nanase play. So you always have to be worried about like, hey, you know, what can I bring to the table to mix them up? What do I have to make them worried about? And right now, Toxic is not allowing that to happen. As they keep this mix going again and again and again, so we'll just DP out.
Yeah, I like that. We go for the super, gets a nice little tech, loses the cycle, but gets out of the way of that million disc. Now once again, it's gonna be Toxic's time to shine. Tries to get the pressure going. Good mash out by Boltstruck though. Gonna take their turn right on back and put Toxic right in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, got hit by the 2-2-B after the follow-up, not even needing a normal to get this started. You're falling right into the blender right there. CDO as well. Add that extra damage. And this should kill? Question mark?
I believe so. Oh, 1 less.
Yeah, it does not kill. Does not kill in 1.1. Would have worked last patch, but we are in the current timeline, and that timeline shows Boltstruck taking game number 2.
Yeah, the game said the future.
And having that kind of toolkit available to you will definitely help you out here. So we'll see which one of these two can come out on top.
This matchup should be an interesting one indeed. I think that both of these characters have such good tools to deal with each other that you can't really give the favorite too hard in either direction. Like, if you sit back and play this full screen game, as you see, Carmine is going to slowly push you back into the corner, which is a spot where Lon does not want to be, I'll tell you that.
No, it definitely is not where you want to be, but you also have to be careful you get too close, because Tori can engage at both sides of the screen, either up close or all the way down with all the different tools that Carmine has. So you have to be using these 5Bs, working great for ReflectiveJade so far, but not good enough just yet as Tori keeps finding these little hits to add up again and again and again.
Just getting the pressure, keeping it going here with the pinwheels. I love that, utilizing the puddles, and the fact that the moment that you throw out that pinwheel, you get another puddle as well, utilizing those plus frames, goes for the fuzzy, not going to quite be able to hit it, and we are in the Carmine blender here. ReflectiveJade's got to get out.
Yeah, had the CS opt to go for the Rekkas to be able to get the full side swap, but it's not going to matter. Tori being able to stay aggressive and find that first round.
Like that, a real hard-fought battle that we see here. I love that. Going to go for the pirouette. Enhance it for the one time as well. Not going to finish the combo, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they finish the combo. You're still plus, you're still holding the corner, and you're still baiting them out as they tried to press, but you were already going for that good old DJ3C.
I love it. It's like, even though that was technically the anti-air call out from Tori, we see a reverse call out into the mix-up. We all know how much damage this does. Oh, but not if you drop it. Goes for the fuzzy instead, and we are gonna take it. Catches Tori trying to press something, and now it's gonna be an even round count here.
Yeah, and finding the ice rain as well early on, getting the pickup as well to bring him all the way to the corner once again. This is where ReflectiveJade had a really good game plan last time, but Tori doesn't want to have it happen once again. Gonna set up with the good old one bomb, get a charge, get a wheel, get some mix going, but we roll out of there.
Dealing with rolling Carmine is such a strange situation because you have to be so deliberate with it and say, you know what, I know you're gonna roll here. So the moment you try to do some other Oki, it doesn't quite work out, but Tori has shown that you can be oh so proficient with it without even baiting it out.
Yeah, and Jade's looking to keep it tight. Once again, has the 200 meter on deck. Wouldn't kill, I believe. Actually, with the CS, they just be able to refund some of that. That does kill. Okay, never mind. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm the opposite of a truther right there.
5.1k for your troubles is absolutely insane here for ReflectiveJade. Honestly, I was sitting there too. I was like, all right, you know, definitely not going to kill here. Surely it's not scaled up. But here comes ReflectiveJade knowing about their own damage.
Yeah.
And what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, you did not get hit is clearly the option because I don't want to be taking 5k from a route when the Londrekia has 200 meter in CS.
Especially on Carmine, you know, like it's like you already burned so much health just by trying to run your own pressure and run your own offense. That taking any unnecessary damage there is just, it's something else. Like you got to for sure be careful.
Yeah, I mean, that is the the very scary thing, right? Is like Carmine, despite how strong this character, despite all the tools he can do, despite all the mix-up, it does cost health. So you're already seeing early on, some of these hits are just going to be adding up a lot. And a character like Londrekia, who has a lot of opportunities to create additional chip as well, it really makes you not want to block. So that's why you're seeing Tori be pretty aggressive with some of these Barre options. But Jade is just keeping it calm, keeping it simple, and trying to make it add up.
I mean, it's just also tempting when Carmine just has such good Abare options as well. Like, you have access to that 2A, you have access to that 2C even to catch out those spacing traps. As we see here, so many long-range buttons, but the moment that ReflectiveJade has been able to catch on to that, it has led to so much damage on Tori's end, as we see here as well. It's going to close that one out. Smart steer just to make sure that it ends out inside of ReflectiveJade, and one more round is going to advance them in losers.
Yeah, and then pop into the ice range, just trying to get a concentrate where you can, try to get that grid gauge in your favor, but Tori gonna catch him as they try to come forward, get a one bomb set, push him a little bit closer.
All right, so as you said, we got the one bomb set, try to go for something cheeky there.
Yeah, but actually got I pushed out right there in the block because the bomb didn't even connect, but the fuzzy will still come out. We don't need bombs here. All we need is this to add up into the corner.
Like that, gonna be one. Gonna be two there as well. What is the setup here? We've all seen it. We all love it. Goes for the purple throw. Not gonna quite be enough. Catches the backdash there. And now we're gonna be taking them all the way to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, and that's another one of the big things that Londrekia has available to being able to get that full quarter carry if you want, but we will just EX DP out.
Dude, not believe it. Honestly, I gotta respect it. Goes for the 2C as well. So many aggressive options out here from Tori saying, you know what, I gotta go ahead, take a much more aggressive approach to this matchup because ReflectiveJade isn't letting me get away with anything, so I gotta start committing murder if I want to get a turn.
Yeah, it's those times that when ReflectiveJade has just been able to loop the pressure again and again and again. Tori's had a very hard time getting out. Does find an opportunity there, but will just get DP'd right back into the corner in that minus frame situation.
We're going to get back to turn there as well. Goes for the mid-screen setup. I love that.
Yeah, sets
like
bomb
that.
one. Once again, finds the actual back tech this time, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's just such a good setup as well. It just sets it at the perfect range to catch that back roll. Says you are not going anywhere. You're either going to have to no tech or you're going to have to die. He goes for the low, good block and gets the VO off in time.
Yeah.
Oh!
Found the connection as well, but can't make a big ending happen, though. Tori, though, in EX Carmine, so you could be going further, but it's a double down. So they gotta run it back. You gotta do it again. Meter spent for both players, all that momentum, all that pressure, and you gotta do it one more time.
I don't think I've ever seen that commentating on this game. That is crazy.
I mean, that's showing the players have that right mindset. They both kind of know what each other wants to do, and that trade gonna make them, you know, really deep down further into the layers, into these options.
Again, tries to call it something there. Good blocks. Goes for the low. It's such a scary spot, and is gonna close it out easily. Goes for the smart steer once again to just make sure that you are as good as dead. And again, that Orie versus Nanase matchup.
Yeah, you know, it's a very, you know, small cast of characters we're getting. Sometimes these tournaments are a little bit more wild, but this time everybody's just wanting to pick what they feel the most comfortable with right here. And now we see Woe already trying to press the lead down into the corner, but the lead takes the early pressure into their advantage and finds a good toss and a great 3C, but no full pickup.
Gonna go ahead and get the air cell going with Thanatos. You'd love to see it.
No, one more good back tack, not gonna have to hold the 2-2A. Instead, Woe90 trying to press, did no follow-up after the thrust right there, so the lead able to take advantage of that with a good old 2C confirm.
The lead from what we saw in set number 1, which is such a clean player, seems to have everything under control, has that offense, has that pressure as well, knows how to make it hurt when they hit you, and it's gonna all show off here, the complete package as the lead takes first blood.
Yeah, and then, oh, see Thanatos coming out, but no connection right there. No connection with the tornado either. These players just whipping these buttons so slightly, but there we go. A grid broken throw to get the first set of damage off in this round right here. But Woe90 takes their turn back.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, get that. Get that grid break there.
Yeah.
Goes for the throw. That cycle is completely gone. No one's getting any grid.
Yeah, no one's getting it until the very end right here. And that tech out will give it to Woe. They'll be able to control it, keep it a little bit closer, able to use that force function loop right there to get them all the way down. Tried to reset, but the lead ready to block it.
I love that. Did not believe, but the lead is gonna have to believe in this mash. Beliefs are gonna pay off here. Quick little 3K. Take him all the way to the other corner and put a nice little disc on him. Bail off comes out here for Woe90, and now they're gonna get a chime to shine.
Yeah, and it tried to make something happen with the falling JA right there, but the lead was willing to block it all until that VO was gone. Got hit right here, and that should be able to cash it out in one more interaction, but the lead blocking it out.
Oh, we love that. Goes for the throw there. That's such a risky option, but it's still gonna get it.
Yeah, and found the 6-6C as well into the 2-1-4A to close it out at a pixel of life. Deled taking the first game.
You absolutely love to see it if you're the lead. Hard fought battle here. Coming out here on the loser side of things. These players are not only fighting to move on in the bracket, they're fighting to stay alive. Since we are on the loser side, we only get one more life.
Yeah, that is like very, very important. You're gonna see that in some of the decision making. Like you're seeing Woe go for a lot of like pretty safe options for most of the things that they're doing, right? Because they know it's like, hey, if I lose this, I don't get to play anymore in this bracket. I need to get as far as possible. Gotta try to go for the gold. Right now, Deled is looking like a stoppage in that plan with the dominant force that they've been bringing to the table. 3C mix, good tech out of the gold throw. No push-ups today, just some punish overheads.
Gonna go with the JA block as well on the overhead. Goes for the universal one, not gonna quite hit. Gonna get the overhead there as well though. Lots of overheads, lots of lows coming out here for Woe90. Really just wants to make sure that they are getting these hits on the lead.
Yeah, and a lot of these like little stagger pressures right here creating frame traps that Deled has been falling right into. Thanatos set once more, double assault, one more assault, but you're not squish, you're not getting away with that. Deled gets the CS with 3C to be able to try it to get this life total a little bit more even up.
Oh, like once again, the air stall. We've been seeing so many stalls here with Thanatos. We've been seeing, again, on the other end is a response to a ton of these anti-air attempts coming out here from the lead. You just got to make sure that you are so diligent with the fact that all the air options have been exhausted before you go for those, because then you can get stuff like this going. Great pickup by the lead.
Yeah, being able to find a good fireball set as well, forcing the roll out from Woe, being able to let them play a little bit more safe. Does get caught with the fireball, but Deled staying too far out to make any big pickups happen. Throws them into the corner. CS out of the Thanatos pressure.
Thanatos once again goes for the overhead, no conversion, but it's just not going to block the mid here. Woe90 is going to get a lot of damage here. Good tech by Deled to maintain the cycle, but the VO from Woe90 is going to take all of that progress right away.
Yeah, took it, was still able to snag it right back at the very end, but getting rid of that CS in that situation was great for Woe to keep the corner pressure going. Still gonna get caught up by the fireball, but the sword card doesn't connect at the very end. So Woe only one touch away with that falling JA.
What a match out here by Woe. I think this is going to be our first non-sweep of the top 8, I believe.
Yeah, that's the first time we'll be at game number 3. You know, with that double down, we kind of got a little hint of a game 3, but not as true and blue as we see it here.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten close. Like I said, it's not like every round has been a clean sweep. We have seen some times that we haven't seen those 3-round games go out here, but we have not yet seen the clean record get removed. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays, as you said, into the decision making. Only 2 more rounds to go to advance on the loser side.
Yeah, and Woe already going to take that tempo that they have from that last win into this game. Going to be continuing pressure going, just trying to stagger out, trying to get the lead debate into these frame traps, but they're not having it this time. They're trying to block it out.
I appreciate that. Grid is broken, but the CS is used. Gonna be a really messy cycle as we come up here, but a life lead by 190 is gonna be more than enough to be confident in getting this round.
Yeah, and Woe, you already see this. They're just playing very patient, just trying to back off, forcing the lead to come to them, allowing them to reset back to the midstream, which is a great spot for Orie to be in, as you're holding all of these assault temps right here.
So 190 gonna go ahead. Picks up a nice little combo here. Barely gonna build up that 100 bars, and is not even gonna need it. Looking like we're gonna get access to it in the next round here. 190 only has 1 more round to close out this set.
Yeah, but we've seen Deled's dominance before, so we can always see that comeback potentially happen. But Woe looks like they have their number with all these different overheads that have been coming out. You know, not utilizing not only the assaults, but these falling JAs, these 6Bs, every different tool in the book. But that reversal is going to get punished by the floating fireball.
A good tech out here by 190, showing that they are firing on all cylinders. Every side of the game is being dominated by them so far, and it shows in this life lead.
And another great hit, as long as you keep it tight for Woe 90. That should close it out 2-1 to move on forward through the top 8.
Yep, and with that, our bracket is
Back on the Orie and ReflectiveJade on the Londrekia.
Should be very entertaining indeed. I was just thinking that I'd be scared to register for a tournament and fall asleep. I did that actually, but that's a story for another time. We get some downtime, I'll tell that, but for now, we got another story to tell. Got ReflectiveJade versus Toxics. As my wonderful co-host Tabby did say, we got the Londrekia versus the Orie on deck.
Yeah, and both these players are, you know, currently trying to stay wide awake right here. They're constantly just bringing things onto the screen right here. And Toxic thought they were going to be safe with the punish with the shield attempt on the Rekka, but ReflectiveJade found the overhead instead, you know, able to push him into the corner. But Toxic does not want to hold that. Finds a 2-way of RA.
I like that there. We have seen such good mashes from Toxic so far. Really making sure, and a great punish there for ReflectiveJade as well. Saying, if you want to press buttons, I got some answers to that. You're going to have to hold 3.5k to hold this mix as well. This Londrekia character is a little scary.
Yeah, he's a little scary, but sometimes you just need a little bit of heat to melt that ice that's coming through. Great shield on the air attempt right there, giving Toxics that first round.
All right. Toxic's going to go ahead and show off what they got here in the first round. Just the double Thanatos setup. Not going to quite be there. Sending them to the heavens now.
Once more good blocks on these jumping attempts that we saw reflect. We saw the other Oriers that have come through this stream really make a lot of work happen. Jade staying patient, not seeing that red flash, but knowing that DP won't reach is very, very smart. Good recognition on the spacing.
Oh, goes to the other side now, and out of the corner as well. We saw the throw attempt. We're staring each other down. So hungry for that cycle as well. Such patient play coming out from both these players now. It feels like no one has really overextended. And we see the first, as I say, that commentator's curse coming out in droves. Gonna see that thrust come out from Toxics, and ReflectiveJade is gonna capitalize on it 100%.
Yeah, utilizing that 5BB, able to just really make like these big aggressive hits start. But Toxics is like, yeah, you can hit me with that all you want. I'm just gonna find these other big opportunities, hit you with the thrust, and take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really like what we're seeing from both of our players so far. as we said, it is very tough in this game to not overextend, to not take a turn that does not belong to you, just because of those gaps. It feels like, oh, you know, oh, they're a little minus, you know. What would be the issue in me taking my turn? And then read 5K. But anyway, you know, we've not been seeing that for either of these players. We've been seeing real patient gameplay, just playing to make sure that that cycle is completely under control. Like, we have also just been seeing the fact that all of this pressure has been airtight, like just really solid gameplay on both sides so far.
Yeah, it's a fine balance between like knowing when to steal your turn and knowing when to just take your turn and play that blocking simulator that Uni is pretty known for. And you see Toxic is someone who's normally not very afraid of that, but still try to find these more aggressive opportunities to make things happen. Good tick throw set right there.
Oh man, really trying to go for that whip punish there with the thrust. Not gonna quite be there though. Goes for the shield, getting a little bit too comfy on the defensive side of things. Toxic saying, you know what, you gotta mash every once in a while if you want to try and beat.
Yeah, being ready for those shield timings is a very important part of the Uni game. Toxic is one who's not afraid to get used to that. And you're already seeing both situations as soon as that grid gauge has been back up, ready for ReflectiveJade shield and grid breaking them, where ReflectiveJade is not afraid of winning without the cycle. Finding a big hit right here with that J3C. Now gonna get the flower set as well, so you have to hold all this that's coming through.
If I like that, utilize extra plus frames. Doesn't even go for the DP there. Just goes for that nice little anti-air. Gonna be oh so effective. Goes to the other side though. Good tech out here from Toxic to stay alive in this one. And the invulnerability on that thrust there at the end is gonna take the round there for Toxic.
And not letting that get to them, even though they were showing a lot of that aggression early. Toxic's able to steal it back, and once again able to steal another trade right here. These two A's have been so on point for them this whole tournament.
100%. Love that veil off there. Not even really going to use it for that meter property. Oh, just barely doesn't get time to use it. Wondering if that's going to affect ReflectiveJade in the long run. Looking like they're going to be A-okay with the flower, but we're going to get a nice little leading session out here from Toxic. Just elects to get rid of that.
So the patience right there. Toxic's trying to gain that a little bit of concentrate right there, and tried to thrust with punish once again, but the ice ring going to come through to stop that momentum.
There you go. You get the full screen scenario over here off of the grab. It just runs up and does it again. Toxic is definitely the more aggressive of the two players that we've seen so far. Really willing to go ahead and hold that forward two. Really willing to just go ahead and go for the aggressive offensive plays as well. And as we can see, it's been playing off here. They are just a couple hits away from advancing, and this 2A might be it if they finish this combo.
Yeah, you just have to keep it tight. Didn't even need to spend. We'll have to see what they can do, and especially with the aggressive options, if Hyde player is willing to just like set up basic frame traps and meaties, you're taking a lot of damage off of every single hit. So we'll have to see what Ryojin can do right here. And right now they're just playing patience. They're waiting for Woe to come up close to them, because they know that all they need to do is land one clean hit to get the party started.
Yep, I mean, as I said, we've been seeing the really aggressive approach from Woe90. I was going to say that we should be seeing a bit more of a defensive approach from Ryojin as well. It's so easy to just go ahead and get that one hit on Hyde, get the strike throw, and then kill. So you got to just make sure that you are being oh so patient.
Yeah, and Ryojin being incredibly patient. Like, this is almost uncharacteristically patient for their traditional play. They are more than willing to just wait for Woe to come through and to try to punish them for it. Like, throwing out fireballs to blow up the Thanatos attempts, charging, and like accepting that they're going into the corner.
Uh-oh.
But try to shield.
Getting a little bit too defensive there. Goes for the shield, especially when there are no tells. It's always a risky time. Try to go for the conversion, but nothing quite there. Why did he have to DQ the upper bracket? They were getting a little bit too sleepy.
Yeah, you know, and they were falling a little asleep right there, getting grid broken, getting opened up with the Orie mix as well, and get fallen asleep once again.
Oh, not falling asleep on the wheel this time. Showing that they are locked and loaded, except for when it comes to that punish. Goes for the cross underneath. Got to watch your toes and watch your side you're on.
Yeah, they were looking to jump in the air and get the punish on that, but they didn't go for, they went for the new special that she has available in this version of the game, which actually caught the jump in right there. So good stuff on Woe. We'd seen it a lot from Woe in the previous matches where they really use that to try to just reset frame pressure again and again. We'll probably be seeing it coming up here if it doesn't work out. But Ryojin gets the VO after a little JA hit. VO once again. It's that UNI brain rot going into full
Oh my gosh. It's looking like we've gotten the sleep nose bubble pop. We're ready to go now, ready to get this kicked off. Seeing a real dominant situation here for Ryojin. Gets the anti-air. And now we're going to see this conversion. Should be plenty of damage here. As we said, one of the benefits of playing high is just making sure that you get that explosive damage. And we are seeing it here from Ryojin as well.
Yeah, I mean, the character sometimes feels like it hits like a Ford F-150, so you always got to be worried about any kind of potential hit that they can bring to the table.
Here we go. Gonna see that conversion come out here from Woe90 as well. Goes for the grid break there. Gets out of the corner and his legs to mash once again. Smart steer to close it out. And the first game is gonna go to Woe90 in a very dominant third round.
Yeah, and I mean that's sort of to call back what you were talking about before, where these games even before the top 8 have been very close. Like even if it looks like they're 2-0, it is anyone's kind of potential game, and that's sort of what you're seeing here, right? Like a lot of people went into this thinking like Ryojin would be the favorite to take this, showing their previous results. You know, not only in TNSs, but like they got 65th at Evo. Like very, very strong players, very aware of what they can do. But Woe90 is showing like, hey, like even that doesn't mean a lot if you can't deal with the Orie pressure.
Yeah, it's always really tough to have those tools if you are getting your stuff mixed by Orie. But Ryojin is showing off that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead, take my methodical approach again. Now that I am fully awake here, just booted up the PC, got all the rust off and ready to go. Now my approach should work in this matchup.
Yeah, you know, like I think a very big thing is you saw in the first game, Ryojin was kind of allowing themselves to get walked into the corner by Woe. Even if they kind of still felt like they were in control in some situations, it's just never good to be, you know, have your back to the wall. And in this case, complete opposite. They were able to walk Woe to the corner. They were able to, you know, push them into through that first early hit that they got, and just kind of keep it up again and again and again.
Wow, and there it is. The 660 coming out. That is the button of all time for sure. Goes for the super as well. Get that HKD. And recognizes the fact that wasn't going to combo their mashing on that CS. No capitalization, but a smart move nonetheless.
Yeah, didn't take any extra mix and just was able to, you know, stay safe.
Goes for the 660 once again. We are out. We're just going to let it rock.
And now we're getting that 6B to connect right there. Big counter hit here, but not able to fully finish it up. So that's going to be Woe getting the chance to try to make a mix happen. Dio comes out for Ryojin, though. Not able to punish that roll.
Oh, man. Had the right idea, and this is going to be huge, but drops the combo. We saw that Jade. Not that Jade. We saw that 5A come out here from Woe90, and this could be the can opener to a comeback of a round. It gets started here with that DP, but no extension on the punish. Goes for the 2C to try to close out that answer opportunity, but it's not going to come up. One more touch from either side.
Yeah, and that last throw will do it for Woe right there. Now sitting at match point, looking at taking that sleeping giant and knocking him out of the tournament. 2FF comes through, able to get the first hit of the game.
Are going to see that low grid break. This could spell trouble here for Ryojin. They are on life support right now.
Yeah, Ryojin was looking for an anti-air shield right there, but Woe just went to the empty low, so got penalized for it. Able to bring it back outside of that grid break here, keeping Woe in the corner. But the back hit of the Thanatos right there, going for the air special. Oh my goodness.
Goes for the VO. Gonna go unpunished by Woe90, unchecked as well. Oh, that could be huge. Still has a VO, could go into the IW and does so. That's gonna kill plenty of damage, and Ise is still in this thing.
Yeah, Ryojin, you know, showing that, hey, I'm able to keep it alive and keep it around, as well as, like, because, you know, it's this high keto right there. That IW hit, even if that didn't kill, even if that put them at, like, 1 or 2 last hits, there was still a little bit more combo to go on after that. So, Ryojin showing that they know what to do to fully take these rounds where they can. Let's see if they can clutch that out, or if Woe can bring it back and move on forward to fight Toxics.
Honestly, now that we've seen the fully awakened Ryojin, no pun intended, I think that they can close this one out, but you can never sleep on Woe90, no pun intended once again.
Nope. You always got to be ready for this. Doing a great job with the stagger pressure, like forcing Ryojin to be baited into these presses right here. Finding good grid breaks on him as well, but Ryojin not letting that get to them. Just able to try to even up these life bars as quickly as possible, but another great counter hit 5A coming from low.
Uh-oh. 190. Trying to keep the pressure going. Good block, but not going to be. Oh no! Goes for the shield on the overhead. And once again, 190 is on set point.
Yeah, these like big 6B resets that WoW has been bringing to the table, like Ryojin was very good about blocking for the rest of the set, but right at the very end, at the most important time, got hit by it, so now has to be playing from the back foot for the rest of this round.
Save looking like they are going to get things kicked off here, though. Saw on the back foot in round number 1. Really trying to get in the driver's seat in round number 2.
The 2C connection right there, but not able to make something happen from it. So instead, you're going to get put into those plus frames, get the throw tossed out.
Oh my goodness gracious, and that's going to kill 100%. No doubt about it.
I really like this shift in Ryojin's game plan, right? They've seen that it's like, hey, if I just play the walkback fireball game, just wait for you to throw out Thanatos or do something, and then just hit you with it, choose my follow-up, respective of the situation, and also try to bait out these throw attempts like just happened in this corner. That is looking like Ryojin's story to success here, but that story is not over until Low's 90s life bars at 0, so anything's possible.
Oh, goes for the CDO there. He's going to try to close it out in a spectacular fashion, and the 2-1 reverse sweep for Ryojin to move on in the loser, and they're trying to close things out with a spot in the winner side of Grand Finals.
Yeah, actually, both these players so far have not dropped a single round just yet, so they'll be eliminating the first-person streak as we get into the thick of it right here. Vincent, though, off to an early set of dominance right here, and just utilizing that Carmine pressure, saying, hey, you got to figure out when I am going to, create a gap for you to do something. It's for me to decide, but right now that fireball is going to connect up in the air and give Boltstruck a chance to try to even it up.
Love that CS there. Goes for the snipe on the charge 6B. Good routing here. You already know what this leads into. If they're able to close it out here, Vincent able to find that first neutral interaction on a prayer of a charge 6B. Now we got to see what they're able to do with it.
Yeah, just keeping it pretty basic off the first hit right there, but still has another bomb set and win for the low this time, feinting that overhead. And getting another big route, has the meter on deck as well to cash out into IW. If you look at the health bars, it looked a little even, but that almost all of that damage on Vincent's end was damage they dealt to themselves.
Oh yeah, just really making sure that they are locked and loaded and ready to go. Utilizing that health as a resource. It's a tale as old as time in anime games. Oh, this thing is broken. Oh, but it costs health. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but it's something to be scared about because Nanase is a character that can kill you from a lot of very surprising hits. Her damage potential is very, very scary. And so if you just use that too much, you can set yourself into a situation where she actually only needs like 2.5 touches to fully get you. And right now, Boltstruck is looking like they want to try to make that happen, but the combo didn't finish. So instead, you're getting grabbed. Vincent's health goes back up, and you have to use the CDP to get out.
Wow, tries to escape the situation there. But it's looking like we're just going to throw some more fireballs at them. We're going to tie up the round count 1-1 here. Remember, this is technically a final, and once we get to that finals part of the bracket, we are looking at a first of 3, so plenty of time for adaptation for both players.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a very key thing, right? It's like finding in these first games, like, hey, what do you want to do? How are you thinking about going into this matchup? And then what can I do? Winning the first game is not as important as winning that last game right here. But right now, Boltstruck is looking like they're trying to put that win into their favor. Good 171 AD right there from Vincent, but Boltstruck prepared for it and ready to capitalize.
Insanity. Just trying to find their way out. Good guard thrust coming up from them. Goes for that 2-3-6C, I believe it is, and it's going to be Boltstruck taking game number 1 in our first of 3 of the evening.
Yeah, and Boltstruck looking very, very like dominant. We saw Vincent in that first game, and it was like, wow, like Vincent was just beat them in 2 touches and chip damage. Like, what can you do about it? But it really circles back to you have to spend a good amount of health. You have to spend, about 2,000 health in total just to kind of play the Carmine game plan. So if Boltstruck is able to land a couple good hits at the right timings, you can really make these games go a lot quicker than the Carmine players expect.
All right, gets that throw. Getting grid break is going to be definitely one step of the puzzle. Goes for the fuzzy. Good conversion there by Vincent.
Yeah, good old-fashioned F Shiki to be able to quickly add another set of damage right here. Bomb set 1. But no puddles, so no crazy mix happening right here. But we'll find it there. Boltstruck, though, willing to block it all out. Just takes the throw and finally gets caught overhead right there.
Yeah, gets hit overhead. I mean, what can you do? Truly, Vincent is going to go ahead and close that round out. Once a Carmine player has offenses that this developed, they become real hard to beat because then it just takes one neutral interaction for that round to go by.
Yeah, but Boltstruck wants to keep that neutral into their favor right there. Went for the sword car follow-up and actually opted to go for 2QC, which punished Vincent's attempt to try to capitalize on a punish right there. Which is always the scary part about UNI2. EX cancels are the real danger threat in some of these stagger situations. See, command grab does work for Vincent after getting tossed back into the corner, though.
Oh, goes for that DP once again. Just trying to get out of there. Goes for the disc. It's going to get thrown, and 2.3K to close it all out.
Yeah, that disc coming back does actually hit it on the throw as well, so these throws take a lot of extra damage in for both these characters, actually, because you can have pinwheel affecting throw damage as well.
Yep.
Good text for both players. Vio's out, doesn't want to have to hold that 660 or 660 that was coming through.
Hey, look, I bought this game. I'm going to use all of these defensive options that are at my disposal. I got to worry about holding 2. I can do that in anything. Got to use that Vio. And look at the work that is putting in for Vincent so far.
Sets him down, forces a tech back out, having to utilize that bomb, letting go of it really quickly in neutral as well. But EX Sword Car will connect for Boltstruck, being able to use a little bit of projectile invincibility, had to get through there, close that gap, and add that damage up.
For that. There you go, gonna be trying to close this one out here. Has the meter, but I don't know if it's gonna close it out with the DP. Doesn't. One more touch to take care of it.
Yeah, Vincent, I think, definitely thought that it was going to close out right there. Dive comes through, but the 2-2-C kept it safe, but you were not in the air long enough to not deal with the 2-2-C coming back. You don't want to block that either, because then the Nanase player will just run up and air and block you. So it was a very, very dangerous situation. Vincent unfortunately got caught there, and Boltstruck looking at 2-0 right now in the winners finals. We've seen a bigger comeback before, so anything is possible here, but right now Boltstruck looking very, very strong.
Honestly, man, like Vincent has just been doing everything right up to almost a fault. Like it feels like they are not really ready to take a lot of the risks that come with winning at this top level. As you can see there, Boltstruck is going to go ahead and press that 2A. You just have to be so willing to do some things that might seem a little crazy on paper, but end up working out later on in the set.
Yeah, and Boltstruck making that work again and again, finally utilizing the tornado sword fall follow-up, but actually with CS keep themselves safe even if that did get blocked. Blood Rain coming through. Oh! Tried to catch him on a press right there, but instead we'll just find him with a grab with the pinwheel in the corner, and Boltstruck just rolls out saying, hey, I don't want to hold any of that, let me be free.
Goes for the throw there. Not gonna quite kill. They have to try to get the meter for this pillar, and it's looking like they got it.
Yeah,
not even gonna go for it though.
Yeah, didn't have the routing to be able to go into pillar, unfortunately. So now just able to charge. Has to be very careful with that shield right there. But Boltstruck still went for the throw, trying to get that grid break punish, but got the round instead.
One more of those, and it's looking like Boltstruck is going to move on to the winner's side of Grands. They're going to try to do what they can to get out of this scenario. Close out at least the game, if not the set as well.
Down, good roll once again. Vincent, I think, looking to try to cover a roll, but doesn't have the full answer to exactly what they want to do. Great air stall to be able to stay away from the puddle. Not going to get hit with the pinwheel follow-up. Here we go, pressure coming down.
Ooh, tries to find their way out, but Boltstruck says absolutely not. You're going to try to stay in this scenario here. Gets it once again!
Yeah, fell right into that 2-2-B right there. And that is going to be Boltstruck closing it out right at the very end. What if Ryojin and Vincent did get to play? Like, does that change who wins that one? Would Vincent get Vincent didn't get to play a warm-up game ostensibly going into that winner's finals. That could have affected them, and that's something that we'll never know. It's for a different timeline to find out, because in this timeline we got Ryojin versus Toxics.
You already know this is going to be a good time. Ryojin is a player who has gotten more electric as each round goes on. So I'm really curious to see what type of stuff they're able to bring to this round. And Toxic has also been a great time to watch as well. Extremely aggressive compared to the other Ories in this bracket. And it has paid off dividends, as you can see here, sitting here with a comfy top 4 spot.
Yeah, and Ryojin, though, does have the warm-up, right? Like, had to play low right before this, so it's already kind of, you know, comfortable. Like, hey, I need to fight Orie. I need to deal with Orie's tools and Orie spacing and Orie player habits. And that habit right there is currently getting hit by the full charge FF as he tried to close that distance.
We'll try to get those air stalls, really get Toxic to use all that meter on that shield. Gets hit with the overhead. That's the classic. That call that one the welcome to UNI2.
Yeah. Absolutely. Gets caught low this time, though, from Toxics. Getting another throw once more and caught low once again. Not checking those toes. Very scared of, like, looking for those, like, 6Bs or looking for those Assault JAs or even jumping JAs that we've been seeing the Toxics was doing earlier.
Goes for the Assault. Catches Toxic, trying to walk back there. Honestly, was maybe looking for the grid break as well. I mean, Ryojin just has the game plan down pat. Gets flash kick, though, by Toxics.
Yeah, being able to use the DP right there, and like as you saw Ryojin try to go for the charge, or the concentration, my apologies, to steal that grid cycle right there, Toxic was able to get a little bit of reward, but not able to make anything big happen out of it as Toxic shielding right at the very end, gaining control of that cycle, and using that CS as a great hit confirm to reset the boost.
Goes for the VO, would have been a great punish. Only going to be a little bit of damage on the table, though. Goes for the shield, I guess. Run of shield being the option that Ryojin chooses to choose there.
Go 6-6C, keeping your turn right there. Great shields from Toxics, though. Really just going to be able to gain control of the cycle and that life bar, taking game number 1.
What a mash there. I feel like that's something that you could say all throughout this tournament. Like, listen, if I had $1 for every time I could have said what a good match there by Toxic, like, I would just be able to, out of so many copies of UNI2, I'd be able to learn my own local at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something you can say about, you know, almost all of these like TNS tournaments that have come through. It's always filled with great matches. This one, no different from the rest, but we'll see what Ryojin can do here to try to make this comeback. As a reminder, this is loser semis. This is 2 out of 3, so Ryojin only has one more chance to make this happen.
We saw Ryojin in the spot before. We saw them go down a game and then end up closing it out in a reverse sweep fashion. So honestly, maybe a player that just needs to warm up to it. Now remember, it is first to 2. You don't have that much to work with. So you really do have to be diligent if you want to close out games, especially against a player as solid as Toxics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I was saying earlier, right? Like, hey, you already had that Orie experience. You were already able to, like, kind of deal with it. But Toxics and Woe are 2 players who kind of play on opposite ends of the spectrum of what the options they're bringing to the table and what they want to do. So you kind of have to adjust to how they want to think. And right now, Ryojin may have found that adjustment that they need. Hold him down, catches the roll with the throw. No, you don't. So unfortunate right there.
Oh, now we got to remember, whoever wins this set is in the hot seat. You are not getting off the setup until you lose. Could affect a lot of decision making, as we see here. Gonna go ahead into that 2B, utilizing the CS to go ahead and capitalize. Not enough damage to close it out. Should just be one more touch from either side. You have to be so careful. Goes for the throw. One more touch. Truly now on either side.
Yeah, Toxic.
Oh! Man.
you had the right idea. You knew that they were going to press there, but Toxics was already ready to do the quick little walk back, get the 2-1-4 to come out and stop you from getting that DP right there. Toxics now sitting match point.
See Ryojin try to fight his way out of the corner. Ends up getting a little bit of space, but then pushed right back in there. Toxic has just been so aggressive with his approach. It has been paying off splendidly. Only has one more touch in order to close it out. Has one more round as well in order to advance on the loser side of things, take on that 3rd place spot. But Ryojin has something to say about it, it seems.
Yeah, quickly finding like a route right there and challenging on their own 2As with a 2A of their own. Really trying to make something happen. Great 3B connection right there, utilizing that buff that it got in the last patch to make it work a little bit stronger, a little bit more consistently to allow more situations like this. Trying to make him shimmy. It's not going to happen just yet.
Oh, and does an unsafe option once again. You have IW on the table, and this could be it if they close out the combo, but doesn't quite find it. One more for Eastman. They want to close it out.
Hold all this pressure come through, but the overhead finally came out. We had not seen that be brought by top of the run back against Boltstruck. Both of them got eliminated like 2-0 and 3-0. So they both want to get that chance, but only one of them will make it. Let's see who can come out on top right here. As Vincent finds an early up back wheel and is just trying to stop a lot of that forward momentum that we've seen from Toxics in the games again and again.
Yeah, I mean, Toxics, it has a lot of forward momentum, but on the opposite end, Carmine is a character that wants to just sit back until they get their opportunity, because look at where it gets you. I was going to say get you that corner carry, but we aren't even going to need the side switch. It's looking like we're just going to go to the opposite end with ease right now for Vincent.
Yeah. And then they had the bomb set as well right at the very end right there, but Toxic wasn't ready for it. So they ended up getting clipped, and Vincent fully capitalizing on it in a one more scramble interaction afterwards. So right now, Vincent is going to be trying to gain full control of the situation. You're just seeing them play very, very defensive, right? We've seen Toxics come through in a lot of these games and just fully stop like a lot of people's general game plan. But Vincent willing to play patient, willing to try to play reactive, and just hold these pinwheels, hold these bombs, force Toxics to block. There you go, a couple times. Great use of his ADP right there. So able to get this EX cancel on top of it. And then, like, try to get the full corner carry. Vincent, though, ready for the scramble situation afterwards. And just playing very, very patient. The Toxics now able to get their game plan going. Gonna get blown up by the Blood Rain right there, but misses the 2-2-A connection. So, Vincent not able to close it out just yet, giving them another chance. Good blocks with the 6B coming out. Once again, Toxics keeping it tight and tying it up 1-1. Early puddle set right there, and gets a good charge on that JC, so should be able to get a big grip of damage right here. All the way through. So bomb one more time. Toss him down. Okay. So yeah, Vincent now I think is really getting used to these volley timings a little bit more. We saw him being a little bit more shaken up in the first match that we saw them, but you know, as soon as this match versus Toxic, as soon as they're able to get that corner pressure down, they definitely look like they are in much better control than they previously were. So have to see, you know, okay, can we keep that up? Can Toxics find the way to beat Vincent's game plan? It's been very different. Like Vincent just constantly throwing out the wheels, throwing out these 2-2-X's, throwing out these force functions, the anti-air wheels, everything being brought out to try to stop Toxics from getting up close. Because when you get into situations like this, it's very scary, but a good throw tech for Vincent and a good throw bait once again. But a quick little TK right there. Gonna be able to pop him down. Should be able to get Bloodhouse off this. Yep, they will. 1-2. Gonna mix him up once more. Wheel hitting from behind, though. Weren't fully ready for it just yet. Not gonna be able to have the meter build back up and do another, like, super scary mix. But another fuzzy will come out on deck for them once more. And that's Vincent taking another round. Now, this is our losers finals. This is 3 out of 5. So Toxic does have a little bit of time to try to get some range.
Yep, and here we go. As you said, one more round, at least in this game. Got the first 3 on deck here, so regardless of how this next game goes, we are going to at least one more, which could mean extra data for Toxics, but it could mean extra momentum for Vincent on the other end as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This is like Toxics' first big pull in either of these sets to really try to make something happen, but Vincent not allowing him to keep that up for even a second. Resets back once more, and that's the bomb set to allow them to concentrate, allow them to stay safe.
They're going to pull out. I was going to say get the bomb there, but it is going to get exercised as well the moment that you go for the throw tech.
Yeah, and also the moment you tried to block the mix once more, Vincent now utilizing that bomb in their favor, taking it up 2-0. And
here we go. Going to be one more game at the minimum. We absolutely love to see that first to 3, especially at this point in the bracket. These players are just so good. We need to give them the time to adapt.
Yeah, and Toxic still wants to remove a little bit of that adaptation. You were getting used to the Orie. You got to deal with the Nanase to be coming out. And I do, like, I think from a character's perspective, I think Nanase does handle what the Carmine neutral a little bit better, right? She has a couple more tools that aren't also as, like, committal that she can really get advantage of. Also, things like Wheel, even if they're just trading, gain you a lot of advantage and force Vincent to be a little more aggressive on those approaches like this, which could have given you a chance, but Vincent still found a way to open you up, even with all that. I'll be knocking you down once more. Bomb set as well, going to add a lot of extra damage. 2-2-A not going to connect, though.
Oh, man. Would have been a ton of extra damage if he finished up the combo. Vincent's trying to make up for lost mistakes, though, trying to close this one out as well. Should be an easy kill here if you finish that one, though. I feel like Vincent is only being held back by himself. Gets off the purple throw. And now we're going into set point here for Vincent.
Yeah, was able to find a TRM right there, actually. So getting good recognition of, like, hey, Toxic is buffering those throws behind those block pressures, and that's going to give you a lot of advantage. Where sometimes you might not normally get it right here, but you're also just going to be mixing them up. Bomb sets as well. Going to be adding damage again and again and again. You got 200 once again. What are you going to do with this? Bloodhouse, bomb set 1, bomb set 2. Go low this time.
Ooh,
oh no, went overhead.
We're going for the fuzzy. We haven't seen the low option. Comes out and it's not. It's almost like a vaccine. It's like, you know, it's like you give them a little bit of a very weakened dose, and then you give him the crazy, like, just level 10 final boss up here, and that's definitely gonna be Boltstruck. Obviously, no shade on the Toxic Nanase, not even close. I mean, it was obviously putting in the work in this bracket, got all the way to that top 3 spot, but Boltstruck is just on another level.
Yeah, absolutely, though. But sometimes we can see if we need a vaccine for the Nandemic that has been brought onto this top 8 so far. Will that be Vincent? But right now, Boltstruck is looking dominant once again with these first early couple of hits, being able to utilize these 2-2-Bs and get a nice grid break off the 6-6-B.
Uh-oh. No, blocking the overhead, and Boltstruck is just going to go ahead and show off, saying, look, I am not your average Nanase. This is not your everyday Nanase player playing against. You got to play against me.
Absolutely gets the C Tornado extension as well. 5AB, add that corner carry, add that damage up, tries to go for the mix, but Vincent able to block it out. Right now, Boltstruck just playing very patient, trying to wait for Vincent to do something crazy, and instead finds an opportunity of their own.
Has only taken chip damage at this point playing against Vincent so far. Vincent's not able to find their opportunity, which is so important on Carmine, and it's looking like it's not gonna be the opportunity right now as Boltstruck closes this one out, goes into the DP and closes out game number 1 with a perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Boltstruck also showing off a little bit. That was the optimal damage ender right there, and I think they needed that specifically to kill. But the amount of times I've seen Nanase players, because it's a DP that you have to mash afterwards.
Yeah.
To get extra hits. So the amount of times I've seen Nanase players, myself included, mess that up and not get the kill, and then your opponent gets a tech out and they just, like, get the run back on there. It's always scary, but that's just showing the confidence that Boltstruck has to take this game.
Here we go. We get that force function, try to make sure that we got those pedals right where we need them. I'm sure we're going to see Vincent take a little bit more of an aggressive approach here. The laying back and letting Boltstruck run his course has not been working. It's looking like this is not going to work as well.
Yeah, they were trying to take that early aggression, but instead cost themselves just 2,000 health about to try to zone him out, and then Boltstruck got one quick little hit in to bring him just below that 30% threshold.
Love that. Sending the pressure with the 2-2-C. Not going to be enough. Gotta be so diligent and pulls him into the DP.
Oh, good tech at the 0 situation after the 2-2-C right there. That's great recognition from Vincent on that situation, and also able to find another great route afterwards. Should be able to go for the 2-2-C, put him into the Bloodhouse. There we go. 1-2. You've got to hold this mix. They have the CS as well, so you have to be scared. Tried to roll out, but Vincent still has the bombs down to keep the pressure going.
Goes for the throw there. We are not getting hit by any of these purple throws. Goes for the command grab. And it's not good.
They opted to go for reversal command grab right there instead of just going for the 63C, the Blood Tornado. And so because of that, Boltstruck went for 6-6C right there. So they're actually considered airborne and blew them up, and is now going to utilize that to their favor here. finding the quick little combo, got the float as well with the 2-2-C comeback to keep them into the corner that they're looking for.
Whoa! The DP there was crazy. Doesn't actually have that true invincibility when we call the DP because the input goes for the invalid combo. No punish there because of the blood enhancements as well. Looking like a pretty good position for Vincent, if we're being honest. At least one of the better ones of the set so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is really like the first like match of this set, at least that Vincent kind of had that momentum. And unfortunately, Vincent, I've cursed you because Boltstruck was able to steal that right back to go up 2-0.
It was looking like we're only going to need one more game to close it out here for Boltstruck. Maybe we're going to go back here and just utilize one more. You know the fact that you are only going to get one more chance to go back, get a little bit of air, but it's looking like they're not even going to go for it.
Sometimes you only have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything. Now, are you going to capture it, or are you going to let it slip? But right now, Boltstruck is looking dominant right now. Go through an early, quick little fireball set, but Vincent delaying that blood needle coming out here, and like using that as an air-to-air almost to really keep Boltstruck down, and now having to hold all this pressure.
There we go. And keep things right here. As you said, Carmine really only needs one touch. It's looking like he truly only needs one more. Any hit of this mix-up is going to be big damage. You got to be so afraid.
Yeah, you can't block forever. Like Boltstruck's defense has been very, very good through this set, and even when they've gotten to those mixes, they've been able to block a lot of them. But your mix is so layered, it's so freeform. You got to do a lot out there. And Vincent also now utilizing those command grabs actually in the neutral pressures, which Boltstruck hasn't really been afraid of so far, because it's just not a tool that's been come onto the table. So getting a lot of advantage off that, off these extra hits as well. Now puts him into the Bloodhouse and puts him back into the blender once again.
Goes for the low option. Not going to open up Boltstruck though. You got to be more tricky than that. Gets the hit but doesn't get the confirm. Could this spell trouble or will this be A-okay for Vincent?
Oh, we'll have to find out right here as Tornado will connect right there. Vincent was looking at an attempt. C sword. Carr gets the pickup as well.
Uh-oh. Go with the smart surrender. Put the disc on him as well. Goes for the stagger pressure. We thought that was going to be a game one for Vincent, but it's looking like Boltstruck is going to go ahead and close out this round here. Doesn't quite get enough on the mash, and catches the roll. It's looking like Vincent is going to close out this game and keep themselves in the tournament.
Yeah, despite Carmine dealing a lot of damage to themselves, they are showing signs of life here. Great recognition, and that was also that opportunity. I think there was a mash missed on that DP. I think it was like a hit or two short.
Yeah, so, I was going to say, I mean, I felt like there was definitely more in the tank, but regardless of whether you land it or not, it does not matter. You got to make sure that you are willing to adapt to the situations, even if you don't get things to be optimal.
Absolutely, and Vincent right here is trying to find those adaptations to go into their favor right here, utilizing those little minus frames, but a CSDP just to quickly close it out. Great blocks and a backdash off with the -2 situation.
Uh-oh. Goes for the throw there, really like that. Getting the counter hit as well.
This is great information for Boltstruck right here, actually. Seeing that like Vincent wants to shield early on a lot of these pressure sequences now, you may be looking at Boltstruck trying to go for a TRM to try to blow them up.
Absolutely. See, here goes for the assault. All this time, but Vincent's defense is just so pristine right now.
Yeah,
so hard to open him up.
Use of that 5BB right there to get the extension that they want. Gets a bomb set as well, so that forces Boltstruck to come up close. Puddle on top of it as well. So you have to remember everything that can be coming closer to you. Bomb. Pop, but nothing crazy out of it. Big break.
Yeah, that could be huge here. Goes for the guard thrust there. And the DP, completely unscaled combo here. Goes into the smart steer. Keeps it nice and simple. Keeps all the meter. My goodness gracious.
Keeping that meter is actually huge. Like having 200 to go into this will give you situations like this where you can find a good early hit that should give you all the corner carry you want and lead in the Bloodhouse. Oh, but you missed it! Oh no! So now you have to reset back to the mid-screen situation. Gives Boltstruck a chance to VO as well, so they get to steal their turn and keep you actually now tossed back to the mid-screen. No corner for you until I say so.
Oh my goodness, that was looking like it was Vincent's game to lose, but now Boltstruck has turned it into his game to win on the opposite end of things.
Has the CS as well, so Vincent has to be scared of those tornadoes, but the charge JC gonna connect, and this should do it for Boltstruck in this round.
Yep, one more point for Boltstruck if they want to close out the tournament right now. They're trying to keep themselves in this thing, has the meter advantage, could win the grid at any time with a solid grid break. Gonna try to fish for it, but not go to him. Gets the backdash into the punish. Good stuff out here for Vincent. You have to try to keep Boltstruck in the air. Not gonna find it, and it's gonna find plenty of damage for that DP super on the other side.
Oh, tried to EX command grab once again, but it's not going to work out. Boltstruck was already far away out of that situation. So instead, you're having to play very cautious. Good use of the 5B to connect right there. This will allow you to get these life totals a little bit more evened up right here, but you have to be careful because only one short hit from Boltstruck will give them this tournament right here. But right now, the pressure has been insane, keeping both players out. Rotex out for Vincent as well, but grabs him back into the corner, mixes him up one more time. Boltstruck gets hit, but you can't finish the combo right here. Vio comes out, and one grab will do it for Boltstruck, taking it 3-1 over Vincent in grand finals.